One, two. Check,
Look at them. This out of here. Yeah, I know. You take it. But you were out of town. We're leaving. Small gonna make one for us. Yes, it is. Perfect. Not his job. Right. He doesn't know the rules. So he's lecturing me about how effective they are and how unique they are. Like I'll get over it. This is what I started. I could be afraid that. That was the one from last year. I didn't know about the work. But you can't. Okay. Now, I got the last year and I didn't add. It kind of ran like a PSA, but it wasn't a PSA. It was an ad. And one time it ran on the radio. So I would do that the same way. Oh, okay. Right. But I don't think it was it was just a putting in we can do that. But we can't say, and we can have them call from the area.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Just to let you know, if you want some coffee and snacks, they're right there on the table. It's the last day, and this is the last event, so please don't hold back.
Okay, but not maybe go for the You want the inquiry to go where it's supposed to go. So I'm going to say for TXA guidelines, we won't have one. So about how far are we from getting I have the one from last year, but I haven't distributed it. It was not my job to distribute it. I did it when I got to
Alright, everyone, we'll be starting here in about 5 minutes. So go ahead, get your snacks, your coffee, and then find a seat. We ask that the seats be for awardees and their families, please. And the front rows for the general. There you go.
So far, they're telling me, hey, we're doing this. So when we have I'm not saying he's free to those ones, but I'm never doing this.
She said yes.
I need to be Trick and I have a meeting, so, you know, okay. I'll give one of those in. Exactly. Oh, okay.
Gotta make sure no one sees
Yes, sir. I'm sure that the only person that's not is
Couple seats and over here that can be filled in if anyone would like a seat.
The front row on that side is totally open. There's 3 of them.
Let's not fight over the seats, y'all.
So if you missed any part of the PA seminar or you want to watch it all over again, it's on our YouTube page. So you can, we're gonna make a playlist. We'll send out the links to everybody who RSVP'd. So if you know some people that weren't able to make it or would be interested in watching it again, it's a great way for them to do that. In the RSVP link as well, we're gonna have our digital AR. How fancy is that? It's going to be asking some questions about what we did here at the seminar, as well as what you want to see next year. So I know everybody hates surveys, but I ask that you fill it out because we would love to tailor everything next year to you all. So I agree. And this is a family event, so what that means is if y'all want to get up and take pictures, do it. Don't worry about making too much noise or anything like that. Don't have to leave or anything like that. So this is for the members and their families. So just feel free to stick around, jump up, take as many pictures as you want. We'll wait and then we'll move forward when the families are ready.
And we'll send a Flickr link out with all of Bob's photos.
All right, I think this is everybody, so let's get started. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Texas Military Department's annual Public Affairs Media Competition Awards Ceremony. Welcome to Brigadier General Harris and here, distinguished guests, Texas Guardsmen and their families. Thank you all for joining us here today. Today we are joined by public affairs professionals from across the state of Texas, Army, Air, and State Guard. We are united in our mission to tell the story of the Texas Military Department and the Guardsmen serving Texas. This past year was a busy one, and our public affairs teams are always out front ensuring our story is told. When the world is watching, we put our training to the test and show that we are truly Texans serving Texas. I would like to introduce today's guest speaker and honored guest, Lieutenant Colonel Travis Walters. A state public affairs officer for 5 years, he is the current Director of Resource Management, J8. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Travis Walters.
Hey, welcome everybody. We are extremely grateful that you are here. Of course, welcome to General Harris, Colonel Swanson. Thanks for being here as well. We appreciate it. And Colonel Reed in the back there, up from San Antonio at the 149th Fighter Wing. Appreciate all of our leaders that are here, but most importantly, we are grateful for our family members being here on this very special occasion. The most important thing we're going to do today is honor our public affairs professionals who have contributed so much, especially over the past year, and so we have that coming up in a minute. I want to take just a few minutes to offer you some words and thoughts, because I have been now out of the public affairs career field for about a year. So I want to tell you a story or two, and then we'll move on with the rest of the ceremony. Back last April in 2018, got a call from General Cheney, who was the director of the Joint Staff, and he said, I want to go on a golf cart ride with you. And normally what that means is there's some news. Sometimes it's bad news, sometimes it's good news, but there's going to be something that happens on that golf cart ride that's going to impact my life. So having worked for the man for 5 years directly on the full-time side, I knew that was happening. Well, he came over, jumped in the golf cart, rode around Camp Mary Marie, and he said, "Hey, Travis, I want you to be our J8. I said, "But I want to be the state public affairs officer. What do we do with that?" He said, "Well, I want you to be the J8. So in that moment, I got a chance to have three feelings all at once. One was a little bit of excitement to go do something new. Second was a little bit of relief not to be on the hook anymore for public affairs stuff when big crisis things occur. But the third feeling was one of sadness because this has been such a tremendous career field to be a part of. And so as I got a chance to reflect over the past few days about coming back and talking a little bit about public affairs, I want to tell you that feeling that I had of sadness was not always how it was. So when I rewind the clock 5 years earlier, being an active duty guy at the Pentagon, looking for my family and I to get out and join the Guard, I actually went into the public affairs career field kicking and screaming. It's not what I wanted to do. My family and I decided to get out, join the Guard. My wife and I were looking for jobs and all that sort of thing. She found a job at a private school here in Austin where she could teach. She's a school teacher. She's taught in public school, private school, homeschool, did all that stuff. But this is what we decided to do with our family. Our girls would go to school there. And so as we kept looking for jobs, she finally got a job in Austin. And then I came home about the same time and said, "Hey, I got a call from Des Moines, Iowa, a wing there. They're going to give me an AGR job. And I also got a call from Jackson, Mississippi. We got a job there, AGR job." And I said, "Which one do you want to go to?" How do you think that worked out? Remember that old Davy Crockett quote after he lost the re-election in Tennessee for Congress? He said, "You may all go to hell, I'm going to go to Texas." Well, that's what happened in my house. She said, "You can go work wherever you like. The kids and I will be living in Austin, Texas, and you can visit us on the weekends." So I decided that was not a good plan for me. So as a result, I was highly motivated to find a job in Austin and not anywhere else. Well, the deputy public affairs job popped up. I applied for it. I walked in the interview with Colonel Cook, and I tried to act excited, but I really wasn't. For some reason, she hired me. We showed up, and then the day we showed up in August of 2013, she said, "Hey, glad you're here. I know you haven't done public affairs stuff before. Let me introduce you to Lieutenant Colonel Joanne McGregor. She hasn't done public affairs stuff either. I'm going to go do another job. Good luck." Wait, hold on a minute. So Colonel McGregor, who's the state PAO at the time for a few years, and me as her deputy, kind of filtered through that. And I tried to figure out a way to get out of public affairs those first few years, and it just didn't work out. And thankfully, it didn't work out. Because in those reflections, I want to tell you about three things that I missed terribly about the public affairs career field, and hopefully be instructive for you all who are here. First, I terribly miss telling our story. We have phenomenal airmen, phenomenal soldiers, phenomenal State Guard, Air Guard, Army Guard, phenomenal civilians, and we do things that matter a great deal. Does anybody know the TAG's number one priority right now?
Retention.
Retention. That's right, retention. Her number one priority. Recruiting and retention really go hand in hand. Well, telling our story is one of those things that we do as public affairs professionals to support the TAG's number one priority. Because one of the reasons that soldiers and airmen leave is because they feel neglected or not appreciated. That's one of the many reasons. And we help them to highlight the great things they're doing, to show them appreciation. So you take that Twitter post or that Facebook post or that Our Force cutout in the magazine that we have in the dispatch. Those things matter a great deal to our junior ranking folks and our middle ranking folks, and it's important for them to get recognition. We also have a population that is perhaps more disconnected with the military than in years past. So we have fewer people that have had parents that have been in the military. We have a young population that's actually, data shows, very interested in serving their community, perhaps not as interested as in decades past in serving their country. Well, where can they serve their community and we still get the use out of serving their country? Where is that? The National Guard. And so by telling our story, by showing the Hurricane Harveys, the helping our community, the Texans helping Texans, Texans serving Texans, that's tremendous. So do what I miss, tell our story. Secondly, I miss going crazy in crisis. Now you would think that would not be something that I miss. Does anybody, when you're not in crisis, you're like, that Harvey thing, that was actually kind of fun. Does anybody think like that but me? No, yeah, you're like, let's go back to do that again, except maybe not in as much water. I don't know. One of the things that we get the opportunity to do is in our organization's greatest times of crisis, we get to be out there helping share and shape the right messages, to have that strategic impact across the organization, across the nation, and across the world. So during Hurricane Harvey, when you were out there, how many of you were there? Many of us participated, a lot of us in the room. Oftentimes we had public affairs professionals that were in teams of one or two, isolated from chain of command and leadership. They were out there with that company, or with that platoon, or with that flight, doing things all over Southeast Texas. So I want to steal a quote that we had from the HROC, the Hurricane Rehearsal of Concept drill a few days ago. One of our state partners shared with us. He said, people say that when something bad happens, people rise to the occasion. And he said he didn't think that was really true, and I would agree with him. He said instead people fall back on their preparation. So when it comes to going crazy in crisis, my encouragement to you is to be ready for the things that I miss, and that's being ready for the crisis, because we fall back on our preparation. So coming to conferences like this and getting a chance to exchange as professionals, tremendously important, and I encourage you to continue to hone your craft, to be ready to operate in isolation as the lone public affairs professional attached to a chain of command that needs you very desperately. And then finally, number 3, the thing I miss the most are the PA professionals themselves. I miss you guys. That's what I miss the most. Because it's the people that make the job, the people that make the organization, and in this career field, a niche career field, a small career field, the fact that we gel together from all different components, that we talk, that we share our professional ideas, it is tremendously important that we do that. From the most senior ranking of us, like Colonel Stillinger and Colonel Spanton, all the way down to the most junior ranking, brand new PA trained professional. And when it comes to being a professional, what that means is that we are always fighting to hone our craft and become better. And when you are attached to a chain of command, I would encourage you to continue to fight, to add value to whether it be that captain, that colonel, that general, that civilian leader that we're attached to, as you offer your expert advice. And what I've found in the public affairs career field is that leaders value us differently based on their past experience. So we have to work within that. And that means that you have to figure out how you continue to add value and show your expertise and show your worth. And all of you have proven over the years that I have gotten an opportunity to watch you and give you awards in previous years that we have the expertise to offer. And our opinion is valued in the room if we show up and be ready to add that thing and have our craft ready to go. So those are a few of the things I miss. I don't want you to take those things for granted. Telling our story, being ready for a crisis, and having each other as we go through this journey to do great work for our state and nation. Appreciate the opportunity to get a chance to talk to you for a few minutes. Congratulations to our award winners. Families, thank you for being here today. Let's get on with it.
Thank you, sir. Public affairs service members carry a heavy responsibility, accurately telling our unit's stories through photography, print, and broadcast journalism, and social media. Telling these stories is no easy feat and requires a service member to balance many competing considerations with the high standards placed upon military public affairs professionals. With the rise of digital media and the rapid speed with which information moves, it's not hard to argue that the role of public affairs is more critical than ever. Public affairs service members and civilians from across the Texas Military Department have entered their very best work into this competition. Unfortunately, some of them cannot be with us today, but their fellow public affairs professionals are here to accept it on their behalf. An independent panel of judges was assembled to assess the products of these Texas Guardsmen. And these judges ranged from a variety of civilians and some military professionals to include National Geographic photographers and such. You all take a part in telling the story of the Texas Military Department and our outstanding servicemen and women. Thank you for all your hard work you put into showing the world what it takes to be in the Texas Guard. Please stay seated through the award portion unless your name is called or unless you're a family member who would like to take photos. As your name is called, please come on up. The winner of the Texas Air National Guard video story, feature photo, and information story, Tech Sergeant Mindy Bloom, 149th Fighter Wing. The winner of the Texas Army National Guard feature photo, photojournalism, training photo, video story categories, Staff Sergeant Michael Giles, 36th Infantry Division.
Maybe you can hold it for him.
Photoshop him in.
I'll tell him you said, oh, congrats.
He won all. Winner of the Texas Air National Guard portrait photo, training photo series, and feature photo categories, Airman First Class Katie Schultz, 149th Fighter Wing.
Accepting on her behalf. Yeah, gotta get the picture. Okay.
The winner of the Texas Army National Guard. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. The winner of the Texas Army National Guard portrait photo, news information story, and feature article, Captain Nadine Wiley Demora, 100th MPAD. The winner of the Texas State Guard news, portrait, and feature photo, Staff Sergeant Gregory Illich, 8th Regiment, Texas State Guard. The winner for the Texas Air National Guard layout and design, multimedia product, Senior Airman Sean Cornegie, 136th Airlift Wing.
I don't know how to get a picture, that's bad.
So we can read it.
The winner of the Texas Air National Guard Operational Videography, Staff Sergeant Daniel Martinez, 147th Attack Wing. The winner of the Texas Air National Guard news photo, Staff Sergeant Jordan Fetter, 149th Fighter Wing. And actually, Jordan was here all day yesterday as a panelist on a lot of our discussions, so check him out. And the winner of the Texas Air National Guard picture story, Tech Sergeant Lynn Means, 136th Airlift Wing. The winner of the Texas Air National Guard commentary category, Senior Airman Dejon Williams, 136th Airlift Wing.
All right.
All right, and this last one's a little awkward. The winner of the Texas Army National Guard non-narrative video, me.
Good job, man.
Wasn't on the voting pen.
All right, we'll back to it.
Quickly back to the podium.
Now we go to the unit awards. The unit awarded for the Texas Army National Guard Media Campaign Plan and Short Form Video, 100th MPAD. All right, let's give them one more big round of applause. So now we're going to get into the state level awards. These winners went head to head in the state competition, and they're among the best in Texas. So the overall winners for the TMD media competition are TMD short form video, 149th Fighter Wing. So for the, TMD, News Story and Feature Article of the Year, Captain Nadine Wiley Demora, 100th MPAD. TMD, News Photo of the Year, Staff Sergeant Mark Scavell, 36th Infantry Division. TMD, Feature Photo of the Year, Tech Sergeant Mindy Bloom, 149th Fighter Wing. TMD, Unit Public Affairs Representative of the Year, Specialist Jason Archer.
We want your family to come up? Anybody coming up? Come on up.
Yeah,
come
let's
on
do
up.
it.
We got time. Yeah, absolutely.
I think Jason's excited about this.
That's all right.
Here we go. Come on up here.
That's what it's about right here.
All right. Someone gets that shot.
Sorry, there's a whole bunch of
Hey, hey, that's what it's about. To the side, please.
He's the little one. Yes, he's the little one.
Be the best looking photo of the day right there.
Nah, you're still in.
All right. When you don't have hair, you get those shots. Those things.
TMD, Public Affairs Leader of the Year, Captain Cindy Piccirillo. Our Texas Military Department Rising Star Officer of the Year, Captain Nadine Wiley DeMora.
You do, you gotta have a bunch of name tags.
Change it back.
And the Texas Award for Outstanding New Rider goes to Specialist Miguel Ruiz, 100th MPAD.
Best warrior competitor too.
We'll make sure there's a good Photoshop done on all these So now we're going to get, unfortunately, some members of us are retiring or leaving the public affairs field in regards to their official military duties. We want to give some certificates of appreciation to Chief Warrant Officer Janet Schmelzer. And we would also like to present one to Major Joshua Amstutz.
I'm not gonna.
Give me a lot of photoshopping now.
All right, let's give all of our awardees another round of applause.
Hey, I'm honored to be here on behalf of Major General Norris, the Adjutant General of Texas. For those of you that didn't listen to the great words of Colonel Walters, the real key thing to this is that y'all tell our story. And the folks that have gotten recognized today are folks that are telling the story of all the great Texas soldiers, airmen, and the various agencies that support us. And so I want to say thank you on behalf of the Adjutant General, but most importantly, I mean, we have these competitions because that's what soldiers, that's what airmen, that's what everybody does, right? We want to compete, we want to be the best. And you'll hear about national awards that we're competing for and winning, and it doesn't surprise me at all. But the real answer is there's a lot of soldiers, a lot of airmen out there doing amazing things for the state. And this is an opportunity to recognize the professionals that put them in front of the public and tell the great story that we have in the Texas Guard. So on behalf of General Norris, thank you very much, and I'm honored to be here to participate in this ceremony.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. If you were supposed to get more than one award, come on up and get one. Thank you.
I see you. Congrats.
Yeah.
See you around. A lot more there yet.
Everybody's getting their picture taken over there with the background. That's Probably. Awesome. Gorgeous day outside. Oh, I know. I haven't decided yet. It's like we have like a 7-hour trip back home, so it's like, do we go fishing for a little while or go straight home? I gotta determine.
Depending on how good if I get a good I'll make a and I'll learn something.